because, you know, there is something, I think, almost, you know, it feels almost kind of like there's something missing in me, and there is, you know, a connection to the world, you know, I think part of the reason I was attracted to Rahela, part of the reason I was attracted to, well, certainly Catherine, Felicia, Amanda, other people, is that these are all women who are very, very in the world, very much like, I'm hungry, I need to get food now, I want to watch this movie, I want to do this. They're women who have needs. And, you know, I've consciously removed myself so much from being somebody who has needs. You know, I'm so ready, you know, I will literally go without 48 hours, go without eating for 48 hours, and I probably tell that to, you know, something I'm almost kind of proud of or something, so it's like, I try to like go, well, I'll go and eat 45 hours without eating, 48 hours without eating, and it's not a big deal for me, but it's like, you know, I've said it enough, it's not like I say it all the time, but I've said it enough that it's almost like, it's not a casual thing, it's something that I almost kind of want to make a big deal about. But at the same time, despite it being something that I have, to some degree, I think, kind of tried to project as part of my image, it's actually true. You know, I actually, you know, am pretty separated from any kind of bodily or just worldly needs. I mean, not completely, of course, but I'm pretty far removed. I mean, I don't want things, really. And you know, I mean, I know it's kind of bad, but I do kind of look down sometimes on people who want things. Like, I look at people who are, you know, ambitious and wanting to be looked upon well by others, or wanting to be secure, or wanting, you know, things in the world is you know, I do kind of look down on that, and but I mean, you know, who the hell am I to look down on somebody who does that? Because I'm not even really connected to the world. I mean, that's such an essential part of the human experience that I'm pretty far removed from, and I'm aware of that. So I think that's why I've been attracted to women like Rahela, and, you know, I mean, I think with Rahela I did finally kind of learn the lesson that stay the fuck away from women like that. You know, even though there is something in me that kind of gets aroused by that, just an interest. It's like, that's dangerous, stay the hell away. So I get that. I still haven't completed talking about the dream, but let me go back to it. So I was kind of thinking recently about what women do I know that you know, I'm attracted to and would conceivably be good for me to pursue my attraction in. One woman I came up with was Kelsey. She works at Laveau's at Dan's College, or she did. But, you know, I don't know her at all. Like, I've just had, like, the briefest interaction with her. It's just almost kind of seeing her from afar. I don't even know who she is, really. And I don't have enough information to even really know that that'd be a good idea. And, of course, nobody does until they try to engage in it and test it out and see how each person feels about it. But, I suppose I do have enough information to go ahead and try to interact with this person more. I was also kind of thinking, I mean, on a theoretical level, what's her name? Megan. But she has a boyfriend. I saw she has a boyfriend on Facebook, so... you know, you know, having been in a relationship and understanding how being in a relationship can be kind of a sacred thing. But you know, it's I would not ever I think want to be with somebody who's in a relationship with somebody else, or try to, you know, disturb a relationship that somebody has with anybody else. I thought of a couple other people. I don't know. I was thinking maybe Christina or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. So I was thinking Kelsey, and just like, how do I go about that? Because it's so easy just to let it go, to notice, oh, I'm interested in this person, and okay, whatever, and I'm just going to go on with my life. But I don't feel like I should do that, because, you know, being human is good. I mean, partaking in the full array of the human experience is good. Partaking in the full array of the human experience, being a full human, being whole, is something that allows you to better give to the world, you know? I mean, in medieval times in Europe, the most admired people were the monks, right? They were the people who had withdrawn themselves from the world and focused on, I don't know what the hell they focused on. Living a good life, I guess. A life that was, I guess, in harmony with God. I don't really know what monks did, or do. I mean, I guess they pray a lot, and they have work that they do at their monastery. I know, like, some monks make chocolate and alcohol, and they're Trappist monks who have, like, chickens and whatever. I guess it's just a life that's removed from needs, which, fuck, I mean, I'm already a monk in that sense. I mean, I don't want to be saying I'm something more than I am, but I mean, you know, it certainly wouldn't be useful. Well, okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. In the old days, it used to be monks. You know, nowadays we have, you know, I mean, I suppose people who are successful in the world, making a lot of money, are admired, but, you know, I think something else that's kind of taken over that role is politicians. And a politician who is married and has children is more appealing to the electorate in general than a politician who is single and kind of a monk. There seems something kind of scary about that person who is not attached to the world. Like, they could go off and do something really extreme because they don't have these connections that hold them down to the world. They could, you know, kind of like the suicide bomber, school shooter type of thing, where you're able to do this really extreme thing because you're not responsible to the world. And, and I have that a little bit. I mean, as much as I, you know, honoring the world holds such a central place in my life, you know, I do feel like my life is of value. I feel like the world is of value, and it's important for me to live my life in a way that is, you know, supports life and is of value. I feel it within me. There's this just kind of readiness to sacrifice myself, almost at the drop of a hat, you know? And part of that is just wanting to escape from life. Part of it is the experiences of living is hard, and I want an excuse to get out. But you know, I think it's also probably instinctual, right? I mean, you know, males are a more expendable gender in humans because, you know, in our tribal groups that we evolved in, you know, the tribal groups that worked together best, where people were willing to sacrifice their individual selves for the good of the group, survived better. You know, the people who are most expendable are the males who aren't tied to providing for any specific, you know, family group or children or anything. So it makes sense that instinct would be very close to the surface for me, you know? That, you know, in a situation where there was an aggressor threatening a group of people, I'd be very ready to you know, put my life on the line to sacrifice for the good of the group. I've lost track of what I was saying.